Hey, what's up, everybody? So thanks for watching all the videos. I'm super excited about all the feedback and the interaction. I love the questions. I'm hopefully getting your answers, your questions answered with enough detail for you to really go into. As you can see, I'm wearing a tie. You know, I'm fancy today, but I had some meetings and stuff like that. So, all right, we talked about crisis. We know what crisis is. We talked about lipolysis, right? So we know essentially what lipolysis is. Basically, now we're switching over and we're moving from lipolysis to ketosis, right? And now we're probably in that process. Now we're maybe 30 days, 60 days, 90 days in. You've lost weight. Your body fat is low. You're feeling good about yourself. And now you want to switch over. Now you can stay in this phase for longer if you have a higher body fat percentage. I went from, in 90 days, my journey was from 35% body fat down to 17% body fat in 90 days. I felt really good about myself, totally changed the contour and the look of my body, even though I didn't drop a bunch of weight, but that was okay with me. But the whole point was fat loss as opposed to weight loss. And I think that most people, when we talk about how much do you want to lose weight or do you want to do this, as long as you can fit in the jeans that you want or the shirt that you want, or you can take your shirt off at the beach or something like that. You could be 300 pounds, but if you look really good at 300 pounds, I think most people are going to be happy. And that means that your fat reduction is, or your body fat percentage is low, your lean muscle mass is high. So now we're switching. Lipolysis is just basically where your body is burning its own stored glycogen or stored energy. And in that process, there's the byproduct of that is there are going to be elevated levels of ketones in your blood or in your urine. So that's why we don't want to necessarily add or further the process of ketosis while you're in lipolysis, because there's two different energy sources. And what will happen is that your body, your brain, your body will burn ketones and maintain its glycogen storage because it wants to burn ketones because they're much more efficient and better. And it also a process of storage. Your body naturally wants to store glycogen anyway because it helps with your helping the body temperature. And then stored energy for a time when you need it the most. So we don't want to introduce too many ketones or ketone bodies into the system at this point. So that's why we switch and we shift from lipolysis to ketone or to ketosis, right? So, okay, now we are moving and we're in ketosis, right? So, or we're at the end of our lipolysis and we move into ketosis. Now, how do you do that? You've already started a sensible diet. You're eating well. Now what you want to do, because you're exercising more in lipolysis than you will be essentially maybe in ketosis. So in lipolysis, it's okay to eat, to reduce fat, reduce carbs, that kind of stuff. But it's essential to drop the carbs while you're in ketosis, because what happens is that our body breaks down carbohydrates and protein, and they breaks it down into glucose or stored fat, and it wants to store that. So that's why you want to break down and have a low carb diet while you're in ketosis. And you also, now we can introduce exogenous ketones, and I'll tell you all about that later. But you can introduce exogenous ketones into your blood, because what will happen is that while you're in lipolysis, if you introduce it, your liver is just going to filter out any excess ketones anyway. So now that we've reduced our body fat, and now we can go into ketosis, and you can drop the carbs from your diet. You can have a higher fat diet because your body is going to use what it needs, and it's burning ketones. So think of energy as three different ways. One, your basic fire starter or kindling that's going to burn really hot, really fast, like processed sugar or caffeine, those kinds of things. Your body will burn that really fast, and then you always experience that crash, right? Because it's just like you start your kindling, it burns hot, and if you don't put anything on top of it, it's just going to dwindle down really fast. So while you're burning, then that's when you want to put the log on that, right? Let that catch fire, and then let the logs continue to burn. Add another log to the fire. Add another log to the fire, right? So you got to keep eating, right? We're talking about our body, so you got to keep eating. So the next day you eat, or the next meal you eat, because you're adding logs to the fire so that your body can maintain a burn of energy. So then you think about, now let's put add coals on top of the logs, or coals to the fire. Now once those burn, they get white hot, super, super hot, and they burn for a long time. And they maintain their temperature, or the burn temperature, for long, until they just completely burnt out. And so that's when those essentially are ketones, right? So it's not that fast burn. It's burns longer than carbs, but it's a better, more efficient way of maintaining a body energy source. So in ketosis, you can look up the benefits of being ketosis, or a ketogenic state. Because there's, epileptic seizures, certain cancers, they can't survive in a body that's in ketosis, because it's not, it's just much more efficient, right? There's not you're not taking too much, you're not in acidosis, ketoacidosis, but you're in a very highly efficient state of energy burn for your body. So you think clearer, you have more sustained energy throughout the day. You're used to getting up and sleeping 6, 8, 10 hours, and then now you can get up and you can be super encouraging, super energetic, super ready to go for the day. You might only have to get 4 hours or 5 hours, but your body's in ketosis, so you feel better. Anyway, so my next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about what exactly it is that you can do to maintain a state of ketosis. Professional athletes, they take sometimes weeks to get into ketosis. And then a very heavily concerted effort to stay in ketosis. But I'm going to show you a product that you can use that can keep you in a state of ketosis without having to go through the massive work, the super lifestyle changes that you would normally have to do to maintain ketosis. So I'm going to show you all that. Exogenous ketones is what they're called. I'm going to talk to you all about that. Again, we're talking about fat loss versus weight loss. We're talking about ketones and being in ketosis, ketone bodies, and I'm going to explain in terms, and then we're going to go into that. So my next video is going to be about the crest, or the peak of what you're trying to achieve. All right. So thanks again. Like, share, comment on this video, and keep them coming. I love the conversations that we're having. So. All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.